What is up, fellow Trojans and loyal vassals? I just want to apologize for the lack of figure reviews, but I've been a little bit under the weather. Well, no, that would mean I was sick, but in case you couldn't tell, it is spring, and because of that, my allergies have been acting up like crazy. So even if I wanted to record a video, I'd be having running noses, or I'd be sneezing every minute. And today, however, it's actually been a pretty calm day. I feel good. My nose isn't as nasally. You can probably hear it in my voice. It's a little nasally. But I figured, let's talk about the last two Kinnikuman Revel Minis. Blackhole and Pentagon. They are the 4D Tag Team Killer Combo. 4D standing for 4th Dimension, and they have ridiculous powers that would pretty much make them OP, but in terms of strength, they're not that strong. However, again, with their abilities, they are pretty OP. I'll go over Blackhole first. We'll get to Pentagon in a bit. Blackhole is a Devil Trojan, which means a Devil Superman. Because of his brutal tactics, he was banished into some sort of capsule in space, but he was released amongst Buffalo Man. We'll get to him in a bit, but he was part of the 7 Devil Trojans, and they each had a piece of something, I forget. I'm not sure if he died or not, because I know he came back for the Dream Tag Tournament, but I know he met a terrible fate, I think. No, I'm thinking of Pentagon. Anyways, Blackhole here is a pretty simplistic character going on. I thought he was going to have I didn't know exactly what his gimmick was going to be, because when I saw him, when I saw his face, or before I saw his face, because when he was first introduced, the entirety of his mask was concealed above another mask, so you didn't know he had a hole in his face. And when Kinnikuman went to punch him in the face, his hand got stuck. So I thought his whole thing was that if someone was gonna punch him, he'd just move his face in the way, and they'd get stuck, and he'd be able to land some sucker punches. But that's not the case. He actually has the ability to go into people's shadows and attack from there. And his face, also his head, when he can suck you into his head, and then you'd be into this 4th dimension, and the only way to get out of there, if you were to literally hurt 4th dimension, because the 4th dimension is actually linked to his main body. So you damage the 4th dimension, you hurt Blackhole. Don't ask me how to do that. Kinnikuman figured it out by creating a white hole. I'd rather not get into that. It's a very gassy situation. If you know what I'm talking about, good for you. I don't want to go over it because it's kind of shameful how we did it, but this is Kinnikuman. The series was a little goofy, but you know what? He had to do what he had to do. So that's Blackhole. I'd rather not get too much into the articulation because I've been over it in the Muscle Brothers over there. So the same thing could be said about Blackhole. Not much too interesting. However, because of his head, he has a hole in his head. He actually doesn't have what's it called? Another joint. He has he has a swivel going on at the neck, like right there, you can see. But that's as far as you're gonna get. He does have another ball joint right here. That's really where most of the movement is gonna be, not so much at the head. Or I mean he can move, but he doesn't have. He can't. Hard to. He doesn't have like an up and down motion. He can just move his head side to side because he doesn't have room for another joint. Nothing else too fancy. You got the Figma joint, reverse Figma joint where it's pegged inwards, and a ball joint right here. Single jointed elbow, hinge, wrist, reverse ball jointed Figma thing where he's got a ball joint right here, pegged inwards, crazy ab crunch, blam, that's crazy. Got the weird leg thing. He does have, unfortunately, the same material that Warsman has, where if you were to move the plastic like this, like that, you can see like a wrinkle effect, and if you were to go even further, it gets worse. I'm not sure if that's permanent. Well, actually, it most likely is. With Warsman, it didn't bother me because I have two versions of him, one for display and one for posing. And unfortunately, with Blackhole, I only have one version of him, so I gotta be careful with that. But Blackhole is a pretty basic. Not much going on with him. This is actually supposed to be a glove wrapped around his forearm, but because every single one of the Revel Mini Kinnikuman figures have the same mold, it just looks like a painted forearm to me, rather than having it be like a glove wrapped around his forearm. You can see the BH for Blackhole. I'm not sure what these indicate. I thought that was an interesting. He could have gotten away with it with just being black there, but it's got these weird red triangles at his traps. But there's Blackhole. Moving on to Pentagon. Pentagon, which in my opinion, he's probably the coolest looking. Well, maybe not the coolest Chojin, but the coolest Revel Mini that was released. He's got these cool looking wings, which, by the way, I guess for him, he was the most agile Chojin, and I think he was ranked #1 in jumping power. However, he's ridiculously weak. Okay, so I remember now. He did die. Here's the thing: I saw him meet a horrible end back when Warsman was a brutal Chojin before he turned good. He chopped off his wings. I don't remember if the wings were part of him or not, but I do remember he died when Warsman got out his bear claws and sliced this son of a gun in half. And he cut him in half. He died. I literally saw him with my 2 eyes die. And then during the Dream Tournament tag arc, I see him in the crowd. I'm like, I saw you die. Why are you alive? And it's never addressed. Literally never addressed again why he was brought back to life. So I was just like, you know what? Cheese it. You're a cool dude. I'll let you in. But here's Pentagon. One thing to note, aesthetically, if you've ever seen images of him, these little spiky things are actually supposed to be a part of his traps right here, but because they didn't want to hinder the shoulder articulation, I guess they made it part of the wings, which, by the way, you can remove. See, it's little. I'm not sure what the deal is, why they have these little holes in the back. I'm guessing if you want to peg it onto stuff, but I don't know, that's kind of weird. But you can, if you wanted to, you can put it on Blackhole if you wanted to, or any other character that has a peg on its back. Angel wings. Pentagon's abilities were, well, in the first time he didn't have any abilities. He was just a pretty good Chojin, but and when he teamed up with Blackhole, he gained the ability to if he were to, like, he can actually make that Pentagon thing pop out of his head, and he can like stop time and switch places with anybody. So combine that with Blackhole, they're pretty much like an unstoppable force. They're not the strongest, I don't think I mentioned this, but they're not the strongest Chojin. However, when you combine their abilities with him having to walk in shadows and fourth dimension, stopping time and switching places, they're pretty ridiculous together. But yeah, nothing else to see here. Pentagon, I believe, has the best head articulation out of all the Revel minis. Like, I believe, hold on, let me just take a quick look at him. Maybe Iron Man might have a good one, but I feel like Pentagon's ability to look all the way up, like he's flying, you can see it. I don't know, I just feel like his head articulation is probably the best out of all, even though that's just a minor thing. But there's that. He looks cool. Like, if you want to get one of them, you can't just get one. You got to get both of them. If you're gonna get Blackhole, you gotta get Pentagon. If you can get Pentagon, you gotta get Blackhole. Man, they just look too cool together, in my opinion. I mean, you can't deny that. Am I crazy for saying that? Also, something minor. Kind of looks like Pentagon's got some. Never mind. I was gonna say something inappropriate. Now's not the time for that. But moving on. For accessories, they both came with these little stands for the Revel Mini feet. Blackhole came with this little effect to make it look like he's what's it called? Coming out of the shadows. Like if you were to have him move these aside, have Chun-Li right here, he would be coming out of her shadows like that and attacking her from the shadows. So I think that's pretty cool. If you want to have little one shots of Blackhole coming out them shadows, you can have that effect. Let me see. So there's that. Blackhole came with the most hands out of any single Revel mini, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. He came with those 2 closed fists, these 2 expressive open palm hands for dynamic poses, these holding hands. Good luck trying to hold something with these. Focus. Man, focus. Shit. Well, you can see it. These 2 clasping hands, you can have him clasping stuff. That, and uniquely, he has 2 unique hands. He has this pointing finger. You can have him pointing to the heavens, and you have him with these devil horns which I think is really cool. I kind of wish he came with the second pair. He only comes with these one hand. That is pretty cool. I think that's very unique. I don't think I've ever seen him do the devil horns. Only Buffalo Man did the devil horns. Yeah, that's weird. Pentagon has not as much hands. Oh, wait, one more thing. Blackhole also came with his cape, which I think is very neat. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I'm not sure why. Don't recall if his cape ever did this. It kind of looks like a sword or a spear, as you can see, and I don't think I've ever seen that done, to my knowledge. But that is pretty cool. This is in a fixed position though. You can't actually have him because this is supposed to be over his shoulders like this, but it is in a fixed position. So there's that. Pentagon did not come with as much hands, but still a decent amount. He came with these 2 open palm hands. Those 2 closed hands he's got on already. The 2 what's it called? Clasping hands. You can have him doing clasping stuff. That doesn't make sense, but you got these 2 holding hands. Good luck trying to hold anything with these. And unique hand is him holding this feather, or a feather. I'm not sure what this indicates. Again, I don't think I've ever seen him do this, but I think it's just unique to the figure. Yeah, there's that. I didn't really go too much in. Well, I did talk about it, but if you see my Kinnikuman Great and Kinnikuman Muscle Brother review, I talk about more in detail in the articulation there. These guys are really cool in my opinion. Unfortunately, they're not 5-inch figures, and yeah, that does suck. However, SH Figuarts hasn't made these guys yet, but if they ever do, like, I don't know. I don't think I'm ever expecting them, at least not this year. Maybe announce at the end of the year. They're probably gonna hopefully announce a Blackhole and Pentagon. I don't know. I'm just hoping for a Super Phoenix. I'm getting off topic here, but that is all. These guys are pretty damn. What's the word? What is the word? Cool, neat, splendid, badass, styling, profiling. I don't know. Pentagon, your wings are coming off. Let's put them on Blackhole. Shit. Hey man, Blackhole looks way cooler with wings. Holy shit. Damn, now I gotta get it. I gotta give everyone wings. Yeah. Alright, that is everything. Blackhole Pentagon. You got anything else you guys want to say? Other than the fact that you guys are pretty damn cheap. You want to get these guys? Go on Amazon Japan. They're like $20. Not even kidding about that. They're like below 30, that's for sure. Below 30, around 20, 25. I'll tell you right now, I shamefully bought Pentagon on eBay, but this was before I found out that I could buy stuff on Amazon Japan through Tenzo. But I bought Pentagon for like $80. Yes, $80. This was before, because it was Pentagon was a Kyoto being the company that manufactures revoltech figures and whatnot, or like they own it anyways. But on their online shop they had a Pentagon exclusive to their online shop, and I didn't think I was gonna be able to get him for cheap other than eBay, and he was like $80 or something like that, and I bought him. No regrets up to that point, until I found out that on Amazon Japan they're selling this guy for $20, and now I feel really dumb. Same with Pentagon. Well, no, not the same with Pentagon, but I'm just saying the same price. He's $20, around $20. Yeah, these guys are pretty fun to pose with. The entirety of all Revel minis are fun to pose with. I just wish more people had expectations, or no, that's not the word. That's not the word I'm thinking of. Had I don't know what I'm trying to think of. I just kind of wish people liked the Revel minis as much as I do. That is all. Blackhole, you got anything else you want to say? Whoa, shit. Moving that's the camera. I think this review's over. Pentagon. Like-minded individuals. Oh shit, see you later.